Hi, Justin Thompson here at Smail Honda in Greensburg, PA, here to take you on a test drive on the new 2021 Honda Passport Elite. Let's check it out. So we got the Smart Pass keyless entry with the Honda Passport Elite. In fact, on pretty much every trim line except for the base model, you have the ability to just walk up to the car and put your hand through the handle as long as you have your key fob on you. Again, I don't even have to have it necessarily in my hand, just on me. I'll walk up to the car, put my hand through the handle, will unlock it, and all you have to do to lock it up is hit the black button and walk away. Also with the key fob, you do have the remote start system, and how that will operate. You have to have the vehicle locked up. So the first step is to hit the lock button and hold the circular button down for a few moments until you see your lights blink. And it's going to be tough to see that during the day. But the lights will blink 6 times in the front and the back of the vehicle to ensure you that it remote started. So if you're in the restaurant or outside, the vehicle's outside, you're inside of the house, you can look outside and confidently know that it remote started. It'll run for 10 minutes and then shut off. If you're really low on gas, it won't deplete you of all your gasoline, it'll shut off early. You can do that same pattern within the 10-minute runtime. Lock and hold the circular button down again until you see the lights blink, and then you can release it. That is now set it to 20 minutes instead of 10 minutes. So you can do 2 10-minute run times or 1 20-minute run time before you actually have to physically start the car up. It's so somebody couldn't remote start your car all day long and run you out of gas. If you want to turn it off, you just hold the circular button down for a few moments until the lights blink, and then it turns it off. So as far as the outside of the vehicle is concerned, we got the nice black grille with the big Honda symbol. This is the radar for your forward collision brake mitigation system and your adaptive cruise control. You can see the sensors in the windshield for your lane keep assist, road departure mitigation. Also, you have the rain sensing wiper sensor. That's the one on the left-hand side. You do the bumper sensors in the front and the rear of the vehicle, which you'll see when we go around. Of course, you have the fog lamps, the 20-inch black rims, the nice black accents all across the board for the Elite package, and also the Elite badging with the all-wheel drive in the back. You do have the chrome exhaust tips, the dual exhaust tips, with the bumper sensors in the back as well. Here's the cool thing, guys. You do have the ability to unlock the vehicle from the back by hitting this unlock button. Having the key fob on you will allow you to do this. You can also lock the vehicle in the back as well. However, you do have the power kick gate, and there's a sensor under the button. As long as you have the key fob on you, if your hands are full, this is great for parents loading up the car. It's almost like you're punting a football. Right below the Honda symbol, you don't hit the bumper, you just disrupt the sensor, and it opens up automatically for you. Now in the back, you do have the ability to put the seats down flat. If you want to do that, all you have to do is just hit this button on either side and it will put the seat down. You don't have to open up the door and manually put it down, so this will help putting stuff in the back a lot easier. You do have floor mats, of course, in the vehicle, and then a lot of cargo space underneath. You can even open it up for extra cargo space and your spare tire and jack and tools in order to change the tire all underneath here. You do have a gray funnel. That's if you have to add gasoline yourself. Newer vehicles do not have a gas cap anymore. So if you're at the pump at the gas station, you just put the pump in. But if you ran out and had to add your own gasoline in, you had to put the funnel in first. It's tamper-proof. You can't siphon gasoline out of these newer vehicles. And then all you have to do to close it, you just do that kick again, disrupt the sensor. By the way, mom and dad, if you have any kids that are playing around when any of these auto things are happening, the windows, the back tailgate, if any of them get disrupted, they'll open back up. All right, let's check it out. All right, guys, we're inside of the new 2021 Honda Passport Elite. This is the top of the line for its trim. You do have a lot of stuff that I will try to touch on everything. There's probably a lot of stuff that I'll fail to mention. Just continue to watch our content online. So this is the top of the line of the Passport, the Elite. So you're gonna have a lot of standard features in this. You know, power windows, power locks, power outside mirrors. You have auto windows up and down for the driver and the passenger. So just one touch, it'll take it all the way down. One touch all the way up. You do have power folding outside mirrors. So if you ever were parking on the street, you can hit the button on the left-hand side and bring in your outside mirrors. You have memory positions set 1 and 2, and it's specific to the key fob. It actually has driver 1 and 2 on the back. So if you have 2 drivers, you can have one set to program at setting 1 to your seat and your outside mirrors, so that when you use your key fob or get into the vehicle and hit either one of these buttons, it'll automatically adjust your seat and your outside mirrors to your liking. You do have a tilt and telescopic wheel. Tilts up and down, in and out, wherever you'd like. And just pull the latch back up to lock it in. There's a bunch of buttons on the left-hand side of the dash here. Might be tough to see, but you do have parking sensors. That light will glow green whenever it's on. That's indicating that your front and rear parking sensors are activated. They'll beep to you and indicate how close you are to an object. You also have a couple other buttons over here. One being road departure mitigation. It looks like a car going off the dotted road. And the green light that's on, that indicates that that feature is on. That's part of Honda sensing. Above 45 miles an hour and up to 90 miles an hour, if you start to drift on the road, the camera in front of the windshield will actually map out the lines in the road. And it will keep you on your intended path. It will actually assist your steering. So if you don't like that, you can simply turn it off. You can actually change the sensitivity levels to all of Honda sensing through the settings tab on the touchscreen. You also have forward collision brake mitigation. These buttons are off buttons over here. That's the one above road departure mitigation. That's to disengage your forward collision brake mitigation system, which this vehicle has always engaged unless you knowingly turn it off. And that's going to brake the vehicle automatically if you are in a panic stop. So if you don't apply the brakes in time, it'll do it for you automatically. The other button over here is your stability assist. So it looks like a car with squiggly lines with the word off. That will be disengaged whenever you put your intelligent traction management system in either the sand or mud setting. You're not going to be traveling real fast in these gears anyways. So it disengages stability assist so that your wheels spin freely. Otherwise, if it didn't disengage them, it may break your wheels thinking that you're going out of control at a higher speed out on the road. So it's a little counterproductive. You're trying to gain traction and it's holding you back. That's the reason why it disengages. If you notice and use your intelligent traction management system, you hit the button right here that looks like the passport, and it brings up the menu, normal, snow, mud, and sand. If you don't do anything, it'll just go away. But I'm going to bring the menu back up, and I'm going to click it again to switch into snow. You can switch on the fly while you're driving in this mode, and it will more equally distribute the power for the all-wheel drive system. How normal is set? It's just normal all-wheel drive. As soon as your wheels start to slip, it'll engage in all-wheel drive and divert the power wherever it's needed. But snow, again, it just distributes it a little better. If I go into mud or sand, you'll notice that it takes off stability control automatically, for the very reason that I was explaining earlier, is that you need to gain as much traction as possible. If your wheels spin and this system is still on, it may break them thinking that you're going out of control at a faster speed. And that's it. And if you ever are in mud and sand and you switch back to normal, it will re-engage stability control for you. So there's a whole bunch of buttons on the steering wheel. Over on the left-hand side, there's a house button or a home button. That will allow you to display whatever you wish to display up here on the screen, versus like trip computer, all-wheel drive torque. That will show you, what wheels are getting the power as it's driving. The trip computer obviously will calculate your average fuel efficiency and give you how many miles until empty, your range. You also have your phone set up for Bluetooth, and navigation. Of course, this is going to have a standard navigation system with it. Anything that's playing, you'll be able to view on there as well. And maintenance is to maintain your vehicle. It'll actually tell you when you have to get the oil changed. Whenever the percentage life gets to 15%, that's when it throws a wrench on the dash to get it changed. And it's just a reminder for you to go ahead and get that done. And then settings allows you to view and display whatever you want to see up here on the screen. All right, so I'm just going to keep it on all-wheel drive torque. The other buttons are your volume control for your stereo. Also directional pads. Once you have your radio settings set, you can go through your presets left and right. Up and down will eventually up and down will allow you to change the different sources, the media sources between FM, AM, Sirius XM satellite radio, your Bluetooth connection, or if you're connected to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, be able to play those as well. Maybe your iTunes or something like that, or Spotify even. All right, Bluetooth connection down here below. You have your voice command button to be able to voice command stuff for Honda's navigation, phone calls if you're connected wirelessly. However, when you're connected to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can do a long hold on the voice command button to bring up Siri or OK Google to contact anybody in your list, text message anybody hands-free, or even use your navigation apps on your phone as your navigation. And it will show up here on the touchscreen. You just have to plug into the USB port with the phone icon right here underneath. You do have cruise control. That's another part of Honda sensing. The main button here is going to bring up these two acronyms on the dash: ACC, Adaptive Cruise Control, and LKAS, Lane Keep Assist System. Lane Keep Assist is going to assist you on the road whenever you're drifting out of a lane. I know it sounds like road departure mitigation. Road departure applies braking power to keep you on your intended path. This is using the camera basically to map out the lines in the road. If you start to drift, it'll vibrate the wheel and pull you back in. To activate that system, you hit the button with the dotted lines with the steering wheel, and it brings dotted lines up here on the dash for you. When those dotted lines turn solid white, that's how you know it's ready to operate. So if you started to drift, again, it will assist your steering. You also have the heated steering wheel button. That's right here. The orange light will indicate that that's on. I know that's not part of Honda sensing, it was just right in front of me. Also, I wanted to mention you do have blind spot monitoring on both sides. So this little black box on either side is going to blink orange if somebody's in your blind spot. If you have your turn signal on and you did not see that light, it'll beep inside of the cabin too. So there's a whole bunch of other stuff. You have your automatic climate control with your auto setting. You can set it to whatever temperature you want, hit auto, and it will maintain that temperature inside of the cabin, kind of like your thermostat in your house. But a bunch of settings there. Those are pretty much self-explanatory there. You do have the heated seats and also cooled seats. And they're indicated in blue for the driver and the passenger. You do have a wireless phone charging port and a bunch of room in the center console as well with some extra hookups down there too. Cup holders. And then I am going to go over the transmission here. You do have the 3.5 liter V6 engine. That's 280 horsepower if you care to know. This is the 9-speed automatic transmission. You have the 3.5 liter V6 engine in the Passport, 280 horsepower. But all you do, everything is as normal. So if you're used to the shifter, park is always at the top, then reverse, neutral, and then drive. The /S means sport mode. So you can put it in sport mode. It higher the RPM level. It's a little bit more of a sporty feel when you're on the back roads. You can use your paddle shifters even to shift up and down in gear. You can do that in drive as well. If you play around with them and then let them go, it'll eventually put you back into drive. And reverse is the only button that's actually reversed. You have to push it back to put it in reverse. And I might as well just show you right now. Put the foot on the brake, hit in reverse, and there's the backup camera. And you have 3 camera angle views. You have a wide angle view so you can see traffic coming from either side. And the dynamic guidelines do change color to give you your projected angle into a parking spot. When the grid is yellow, that means your wheel's straight. You have more of a concentrated view when you go to make your park, or even a straight down view. You can back right up against the curb, or even line up your hitch perfectly. Your blind spot monitor that's your cross monitor detection. In fact, it's using blind spot to indicate if there's any cars traveling behind you. It will beep and indicate with arrows which side they're coming from. And then this last one is an aerial view of the Passport. So it's going to show you if you're getting close to something. It'll beep and indicate, starting with yellow and moving to red when you get closer. In the intervals, the beeps will get closer together as well. The only other button I want to go over before we take it out on the road is this A with the circle around it with the word off. This vehicle will shut the engine off if you're idling in traffic. All it does and how it operates, when your foot is on the brake, you're going to feel the engine shut off. As soon as you take your foot off the brake, it restarts the engine. It actually stores a specific amount of power to restart the engine. However, if you don't like that and don't like the way it feels, you can turn that off just by hitting this button. Before your travels, when the vehicle's on, hit off, and it will disable, and there will be an A at the very top left-hand corner, right below the 0 on your RPM level. And that indicates that system is off, and the engine will not shut off. You do have to hit that every time you drive the vehicle though. I'm going to enable it, that way we can feel it on our drive. All right, let's take us on the road. All right, and we're going to make a U-turn here. We're going to check out the turning radius. And I did stay within the lines there, if you noticed. Show off some of the horsepower. That's pretty powerful, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to come and check it out yourself. Blind spot monitoring, I can confidently know nobody's on my left-hand side, so I can move into the lane. And I'll show you my adaptive cruise control. I can hit set, and I have it set at 56 miles an hour. And my sensitivity level I can adjust by hitting this button and tapping it over and over again, and it will make it more sensitive or less sensitive, bringing that car icon closer to me. When I come upon a vehicle, again, going slower than me, the camera will catch the vehicle, brake automatically, keeping me at a safe distance. And when I get in the fast lane and nobody's in front of me, you'll see this icon, the shaded part will go away. It will be dotted outline, and it will take me up to whatever speed I had previously set. So it takes away the braking and the accelerating for you. Here, we'll come upon this vehicle in front of us. Watch this. The camera has caught the vehicle. I am not braking it, and it is braking itself. and that's adaptive cruise control. And then it will accelerate back up. We actually went under 25 miles an hour, if you can believe that. So all I have to do is just hit the reset button and it'll take me up automatically, as it's doing right now. I could either hit the accelerator or hit the plus button and it will get me back up to speed. The person in front of me actually slowed down under 25 miles an hour, which is what this shuts off at. So I just needed to reset it or just tap the accelerator and it would put me back up. And that's adaptive cruise control. Great for the highways on your long trips. Guys, just so you know, there's a bunch of ways that you can set things up to your liking through the settings. I could literally spend another hour going over everything. Honda, in fact, gives you all the how-to videos on how this stuff works. It's called Honda Tech Tutor, and I send it out to my customers anytime they buy a car. But it goes through the settings, and it'll be grayed out right now because we have the vehicle and drive, but through vehicle, you can set the vehicle to lock the way that you want, unlock the way that you want. You do have a standard remote start with this vehicle, which I'm going to go over the key fob with you. But again, you can customize the vehicle to operate exactly the way that you want to. In fact, you can go into vehicle under driver assist system setup and customize how Honda sensing works for you. So you can adjust the sensitivity levels, making things more sensitive, less sensitive, or turn them off altogether. Now, I don't have my cord with me, but I could connect to the USB port with the phone icon, and I have an Apple phone, but anybody who has an Android phone, they can connect to Android Auto, and then up on the touchscreen, you will have all your phone contacts. You'll be able to text message hands-free while you're driving using the voice command button on your steering wheel. I'm gonna demonstrate the blind spot monitoring. So I have a truck to my left here. You're gonna notice the orange sign come up. There it is right there. And if I have my turn signal on, it'll beep inside of the cabin too. I don't know if you heard that. There it is. So that's gonna be my second warning not to move into that lane. And I have my lane keep assist system on right now. The dotted lines are solid white. That's how I know if I did start to drift, it'll actually assist my steering. So I could drift to the left or the right, and there it is assisting me back into the lane. I wouldn't suggest doing this, but you could literally take your hands off the wheel and it would pinball you down the highway with road departure mitigation on and your lane keep assist system. So it's very difficult to leave the road. All Honda sensing can be overridden. So you can actually steer out of whatever it's trying to do for you. So it's not gonna ever put you in a worse situation. You can override it if you want. When you have your turn signals on and you're switching lanes, it cuts out the lane keep assist system so that the wheel doesn't vibrate whenever you're moving lanes, or switching lanes, I should say. Other stuff, you do have the automatic dimming mirror with your HomeLink system, so you can program in the garage doors at home. You have a one touch on the sunroof all the way back. One touch all the way forward as well. And any of the auto windows or the auto moonroof, you can actually put it back as far back as you want. You can do the in-between click and put it in halfway, open halfway, excuse me, just like so. But when you do the double click, that's the auto part. You have a sunglass holder, and it doubles as an eye in the sky. You do have vanity mirrors or lighted mirrors on both sides as well. You also have automatic windshield wipers. I forgot to mention that. So you can put it in the auto setting. That's the next setting down. So all the way up would be off, and next down would be auto. And whenever it starts to rain, it'll automatically turn on your windshield wipers for you. By the way, if you have the auto setting on your lights, if your wipers go on and it's raining, it's a PA state law to have your headlamps on. So it will automatically turn them on even during the day. So it knows to do that. Four-way flashers are right there. Sometimes that gets missed. We're going to do another U-turn here. Great acceleration. I didn't even really put the pedal to the floor, so to speak. In fact, I was really light on it. You don't have to push the pedal far to the floor in order to get a lot of speed. This has a lot of good feel. It's a sporty vehicle. The leather wrap wheel feels real great. You do have the heated seats, like I mentioned before, the cooled seats as well. All leather interior. It's just a very fun ride. For somebody that wants the power of the Pilot and the size of the CR-V, and a little bit bigger than it, of course, this is the car for you. You do have a 3-year, 36,000 mile comprehensive warranty. That's all the internal features, all the bells and whistles, the motor for the seat and the sunroof and whatnot. and you have a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And that's your engine, drivetrain, transmission, and your all-wheel drive system. So all the major driving components. I'll tell you what, I love all Hondas. I own an Accord. I've been with Honda for 4 years now. I truly believe this. This is not just saying this because I work for Honda. Of course, I'm going to speak highly of Honda. But they are a superior brand in my mind. I've been in the business 18 years. And Honda's just, they have a better track record. Hondas tend to hold their value longer and better. Honda doesn't fleet their vehicles. If you go to a rental car company, you can't rent a Honda. That's great for any consumer out there looking for a vehicle. You want it to hold its value as long as possible, and Hondas do that. And that's why I love Honda. And that's the test drive on the new 2021 Honda Passport Elite. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any questions or want to test drive the Honda Passport, please give us a call here on Route 30 in Greensburg. You can ask for me, Justin Thompson, or visit us on smailhonda.com. Thanks so much for watching.